Hello, everybody. Hello, Simona.
Hello, hello.
We
Hello.
are. Hello, everyone, to a very beautiful and potentially intense call, making a demand. How does it get any better than that? Woo. So before we start, if anyone has any issue finding their translation space, we have stuff going on in the chat. And Krista, wonderful Krista with the demanding dragon in the background, you can message in the chat or message her if you need any help, and we'll make sure that you get what you need. Also, your recordings will be sent to you hopefully later tonight. You guys, it's evening, so you'll catch them. Well, not everybody. Those of you who are in Europe, um, tomorrow. Those of you in Australia, I don't know what that means. You'll get your recording next year. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to let you all know how excited we are. We have a lot of people showing up for this call, and I wonder what making a demand means to you and what this call can be for you. What does making a demand mean to you? And what is it that you have avoided making a demand for? That if this call could be a contribution to you making a demand for that, how does it get any better? Because when we come together to have a conscious conversation, just this is a fair warning. If you enjoy the call and you make a demand, your life is going to change. I wanted
Don't
to ask
do
you, yeah,
it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
don't do it. Stay the same. I wanted to ask you, Simona, what does making a demand mean to you?
For me, demand is like having my life, having my back. It's what does it mean to me? It's like that I commit to my life and I am doing demand. I know that everything will come to me. And it's not that the source of my life is money. I know that the source of my life is me. And when I am doing a demand from this space, that I know that I am the source of everything, what's happening in my life, actually, what I am creating in my life, I know that when I do a demand, I know that it just happens. It is so. It's completely different energy from what it used to be because I was this person who was asking for things and I was like, I hope maybe one day I will be rich enough to choose something. And today I know that it doesn't matter if I have money or I have no money. If I want something, I will just get it. And that's demand for me.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness, it was intense energy. What is it for you, demand?
I was like, did you just call me Demand or Dumont? Maybe I'll change my name.
Dumont? Demand, Dumont.
I might change my name to Desiree Demand. Oh, that's too funny. I love everything you said. The first thing I want to respond to is how many of us were banking on hopes and dreams. That the more we would dream about it and the more energy we would put toward hoping for it, that something would change. Like that would mean something would happen to us. So for me, the demand is going beyond the idea that something's going to happen. I'm going to happen. I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose this and I'm going to be different. And one of the things I want to do two things, so I'll start with this one, is when I've made demands. So first, let me do this. All the demands that you all have made in your life, would you acknowledge how powerful that was? Sometimes we might have thought we were pathetic. I know I had a demand once, crying on the bathroom floor, grief-stricken by my father's death. I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't keep crying, but something happened in that moment and I made a demand. But it took me like years to go back and realize that that wasn't pathetic. That was strength. That was me making a demand that changed my life. So I want to first have a moment for all of you to just get the sense of all the times you have made demands that created your life, your beautiful, amazing lives. And that wasn't maybe drama. Maybe that was you being a freaking dragon. Woo.
Hmm.
Okay. So acknowledge those. Maybe you're way more powerful and potent than you've given yourself credit. One of the things I'm demanding is to acknowledge me every day. The other part of this is when I look back on some of those demands, some of them were intense, like came from sadness or came from frustration. Sometimes they're just a demand that I desired more from fun. Hey, I'm going to demand having more fun now. And you know what? I did. I demanded to have more fun, and I started choosing fun without feeling guilty about it. Hey, I dare you to do that. But this is the only other thing that I really wanted to make sure I say early in the call is that part of making a demand is the ask for that which you desire, and you're going to have it, and you're going to show up and do and be whatever it takes. But also, the demand comes with stopping many of those stories and patterns and unconscious, I don't know, tendencies. You have to be willing to demand to stop stopping you. So it comes with a yes, I'm going to go for this and I'm going to show up for it. And it also comes with, I am going to nip some of these tendencies, patterns, and cycles in the butt. I am not, if every time I feel myself going to doubt, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to demand being the tools. Every time I start thinking I don't deserve something, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to get my
Who does
bars
this
run.
belong to?
Go ahead. What's that?
Who does this belong to?
Good one. That's a very good tool. How often do you have a demand for maybe more money or your relationship to heal or for your body to change or maybe more travel or maybe to really be free from something that you know you can be free from now? And then all the stuff that comes up to stop you, who does it belong to? Oh my gosh, because I guarantee when you make a demand, when you really make a demand, you're willing to stop stopping you. So who does it belong to is brilliant. Thank you, Simona. Oh my gosh.
And also, as you mentioned that you are powerful when you acknowledge everywhere and everything you have demanded in your life. Also, I would say you are also powerful when you acknowledge when you stopped demanding, like when you stopped yourself demanding anything, that you knew that you should something choose and you didn't choose it. You are also powerful because you were able to stop yourself.
Yeah.
Wow. And how many times have you stopped yourself and how many times have you chosen for you? And if it's more than that you stopped yourself, what if you are not wrong or bad? What if it just like it's kind of this reality, how we do have it in this reality, that we are stopping ourselves more in this reality because everyone else is expecting that we will stop ourselves for them? What if we don't have to? What if we can be such a miraculous creatures that will have whatever we are asking for?
Whatever
And
doesn't allow for that, can we destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 100, shorts, boys, povats, bases, creations, and beyonds.
And I am so grateful, Desiree, that I met you because you are one of these creatures that are just going forward and they are not letting stop themselves. And it's you who knows like what you are willing to have in your life and as your life. And it's completely different from this reality. And I was looking today at this and I was like, wow, we are such a different species that are asking for ease and having fun in our lives and a lot of money and abundance. And we are asking to have it for everyone who will choose it. It's like, what? It's completely different from this reality.
Yeah.
And how many of you are asking and demanding this in your life?
Yeah. It's like, thank you for that. And it's also one of those like, are you willing to enjoy getting to be you? And we're raised in a certain way, or we think we are who we are. The demands are like, remember, they're energetic. They can be cognitive. Maybe you're thinking about something and you want to make a demand from something you've been thinking about for a long time. But we all know what it's like when you just have this like, ah, you got to let yourself live some more. Got to find out who you are and find out what you actually love to do and who you love to get to be. And Gary Douglas has been such a guiding light for me because I was always thinking that when I made demands for what I love, it didn't seem relevant to anyone else. There wasn't a lot of people who loved what I loved. My friends and family weren't like, "Oh, great. Go for that." Whenever it was really congruent for my demand, they'd be like, "What are you doing?" And so everything that is for you guys, where you're looking for people to validate your demands, and then when they don't, you give up on it. Could we destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 100, shorts, boys, povads, bases, creations, and beyonds. So it's getting to care about you enough to let yourself be that different. And it isn't always comfortable to feel different. So then I started to make a demand for this to not be a constant strain. So one of my demands was like, I want to get to be me and enjoy it. And what if it doesn't have to be such a strain against this reality? My very being, as is yours, we're not here to be like anti this reality, just like access consciousness is not here to fight this reality or make this reality wrong. We're just different. So anywhere that you are finally saying no to normal, good job. Yeah. Saying no to normal and saying no to thinking you're a human, saying no to looking for people's validation, that is you making a demand. So I love what you said, Simona. I just wanted to recap that too, that stopping yourself from being you is one energy, but saying no to what is not you is making a demand. So for a minute, like how many things could you just energetically that you already are aware of, you're like, enough's enough, done. Whatever doesn't allow for it, times a godzillion, destroy and uncreate it, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 100, shorts, boys, povads, bases, creations, and beyonds. And then, wow, how much more fun can I have? What does the earth have to gift me today? What does the universe have to gift me today? What does my body have to gift me today? And as you receive that, you have so much more access to your infinite energy that making it a demand is just like, universe, I would like this, I would like this, I would like this, I would like this. So what I love about you, Simona, is she has this, she is like, and this is just because I love to share what we admire in each other, because that's also about making demands. But Simona has this amazing way of creating her life as well. And she has this elegance of like, I'm having this. I'm going to have business. I'm going to have a beautiful baby. I'm going to have a happy relationship. I'm going to travel. I'm not going to let anything stop me. And I'm going to smile while I'm doing it. And it's not a fake smile. I have a feeling that Simona might have a bad fake smile. It's a
It would be
genuine
like,
smile. How many of you are terrible at pretending you're happy? And wouldn't it be more fun to just be happy? Ugh, whatever doesn't allow for that times a godzillion, destroy and uncreate it. So right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all 100 shorts, boys, pop, species, creations, and beyonds. But what I've loved about you is it almost can, so I want to say this. When you make a demand, you might feel selfish. You might be judged for being selfish. You might, wow, you might feel stubborn. I just realized I had to like almost employ being stubborn to commit to myself. But those are judgments, selfish and stubborn. Those are judgments. What's the beauty underneath it? It's like committed. And Simona, man, you are committed to you and to a greater possibility all the time. She is one tenacious lady. And so are many of you. And what if we could all turn that up, where we seem selfish and stubborn, but we're actually committed to making that demand. We're actually committed, not just one demand, but you can make as many demands as you would like. Universe, like I woke up this morning feeling very, feeling like groggy, like, I'm really tired. I want to just stay in bed all day. And I was like, I could make a demand to feel great. And it changed. Who did it belong? Oh my gosh, sorry. My dogs. Who did it belong to?
Also, wow, I have a question. Are you happy in your life at the moment, how your life is at the moment? Or do you know that it could be greater? And why am I asking this question? Because always I know that my life could be greater. And when I recognized this one, I was like, okay, okay, if I stop myself here, I would be stuck, I would be bored, I would be like following the energy of death. And is this something what I would love to have as my life? And when I realized this one, I was like, okay. And I have to choose different. I have to make a different demand for my life. And now I see that the life is not about goals. It's about living and creation of living. And my new demand is like to create my life in every moment, in every second of my life, outcreate myself, outcreate everything what I have, because I know that there is something greater for me. So, how many of you know that there is something greater for you and you are just waiting for someone who will show you how to get there? So, everything that doesn't allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive this energy, that it's completely okay to ask for more, be more every day, and not to stop yourself and to demand every day from the life the best you could have. Will you destroy and uncreate it now? Ah,
Wow.
right, Gutenberg, Potenpok, all 100, shorts, boys, poets, bases, creations, and beyonds.
Wow. You just brought up something that is so many things. But how many of you, right when you were talking, I started to see there's like this energy of where we demand for a little bit more and then we stop. And then we live that for a while. And we're like, oh, this is good. And then we forget to even ask for more. It's like it's not in our universe. And so many times, I know you guys have heard Dane talk about this and Gary, but to have a wow list. You might have your asks, like some of your practical asks for your life right now. Maybe you'd like 10 grand to pay off that credit card today. You might want those red heels to go with that dress. Maybe you're looking for a down payment on a house. Like you might have some really practical asks that are right now, but your wow ask, that is part of where the demand comes in. It makes you uncomfortable. And so just as you were talking, like the other day, I just randomly, my finger just did it on the phone. It just started looking up houses in a place that I've always dreamed of living. And I didn't even realize that I still had the conclusion that in this lifetime, I'm never going to live there. But I was scrolling through real estate.
And this is wow for me that I made the decision that I wouldn't be here in this lifetime. I wouldn't be living there.
Yeah.
And sorry about that, but how many of you have you made a decision that you will not have something in this lifetime? Bah!
Oh, next lifetime. Everything that is, just try and uncreate it. Oh, that's so good. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 100 shorts, boys, povads, bases, creations, and beyonds. Throw out to Gary Douglas again. He is my hero at never giving up on creation. He's 83 years old. Like, is it today? I think it's today or tomorrow is their birthday. Can you believe they have the same birthday? Anyway, 83 years old and still wakes up every day and asks and demands greater. Not just for himself, but for everyone involved, but also for himself. Okay, so I'm finding myself looking at real estate and I hear in my head like, oh, next lifetime. And then I'm really looking because part of my ask is I don't just want a house. It needs to be a horse property. I want to have a facility for classes. It's not just a normal house. It's like my dream. So I found like what I wanted to buy, and it was $17 million. And I was like, oh, I haven't even considered a demand for that. And I realized this call was in my universe because I wanted to just giggle it off. And then I'm like, next lifetime. Then I was like, wait, no expectation that I have to have it. I don't need it. But what if I make a demand for it? Because my life is nothing like it was even 5 years ago, let alone 10. I never thought I could have the life I'm living now. So part of me has been settling. Like, wow, this is good. I didn't know I could do this. And then I caught myself and I was like, wait a minute. And I opened up the listing and I'm like, what would it take? What would I have to be? What would I have to not be? What would I have to be and what would I have to not give up pretending to be to demand a reality that big, that fun, that amazing? And even if I don't get to it, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun targeting that rather than settling on making my life good and right and not asking big enough. So that wow list, please have your practical asks and your wow list and then make demands. Whew. Oh, what would it take?
Uh-huh. And
What would
then
it take to have you all come to my $17 million horse ranch? I'll take some contributions, please. I'm making a demand for that, to invite people and to have that. And so I'm even saying it, I'm willing to receive the judgment. I'm also willing to receive the contribution. And that's part of making a demand, receiving the judgments for it and receiving the contributions, asking for help, asking people for contributions, not expecting it, but definitely demanding it.
asking people for money. If
Are there
you
any
ask, you shall
donations?
receive. Sorry, translators. I know that when we are speaking over each other, so sorry about that. Oh wow, this is like, and this has this interesting energy of I'm asking for it and still I am avoiding it because it could be beautiful, it would be wonderful if I would have it in my life, but still I don't believe in it. So, this will not happen. So, everywhere you have this in your universe that if you don't believe in it, then you cannot have it. Will you destroy and uncreate it now? Oh, right now orangutan, back bottom pock. All 100 shorts, boys, poets, bases, creations, and beyonds. Are you truly willing to have everything you desire? And this is the second thing what I am seeing in your name, Desiree. It's beautiful. It's demand and Dumont and desire and Desiree.
I know, isn't that dangerous? And my mom says that I put my name in her head the moment I was born. So what demand was that? That I would, my name in and of itself has always been like a riddle for me. As a kid, I remember asking, like, what does desire mean? Why did my name Desire? Because desire is not something that's valued very much in this reality. Well, let me correct. In this reality, in modern culture, desire is something that you don't have, that you lack, that you probably won't get, that you can long for, hope for, lament for. It's a dangling carrot. But conscious desire from consciousness is an awareness of a possibility. When you desire something, it's an awareness of a possibility for you, for you, for you, for you. And all of us have our own awarenesses because the universe really desires us to each individually create what we desire. So the planet can have this abundance of living beings. So we can be so different and have a biodiversified culture of beings. So desire was always tricky for me because I was aware of it in this reality. But what is desire for you? When you really desire something, you're aware that you could have it. And so you have to add demand to it. For me, I desired a white horse. She needed to be a mare. She needed to be a hot head. I needed a strong, sassy horse. I desired her since I was a kid. I demanded her about 10 years ago, and I received her 4 years ago. So there's a desire, awareness of a possibility, a demand with no expectation, and then the willingness to receive it. Part of the receiving, however, isn't just being given a gift. Part of receiving is paying for it, working for it, being a steward for it. Maybe you have a demand for your business. Okay, part of that's going to mean you might have to work harder. It's not just receiving more. Part of receiving more is, okay, universe, give me all the energy, hook me up with more energy to be more of the lady that can handle and enjoy having a horse and a house and a business and whatever it is you'd like. So the demand is also of you. You're going to have to choose to be more to demand more. So anything you're like, oh, I don't want to have to be more. Can I just be given more? Who does that belong to? Everything that is, can we destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 100. Shorts, boys, poveds, bases, creations, and beyonds. Remember, we're not people. We actually love to take up challenges, and we actually love to work if we love what we're doing. In this reality, you're supposed to hate your job. You're supposed to save up money to buy the stuff that you desire. Humanoids actually love to create. We love to be busy and put ourselves into it. We just have to make sure that we're putting ourselves into what we actually demand. not what we think we're supposed to do, not what somebody else thinks we're supposed to do, but what you desire to do as your life. Because if you're creating your life, trust me, you will find yourself working harder and feeling healthier than you've ever felt. Whatever doesn't allow for that times a godzillion. Destroy and uncreate it, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 100, shorts, boys, povads, bases, creations, and beyonds. And to Irene's question in the chat, yes, you can board your horses there. I am demanding that. I don't know if
Wow.
anybody has any questions too.
Mm. Uh, uh, I have one little story I have to share from today, because also when you woke up today and you felt, let's say, strange, or your body felt strange, okay, who does this belong to? And also it was the same in my reality today, that people around me were cranky, they were upset, they were like, oh, with this heaviness in their bodies and in their surrounding, let's say. And I made a demand. I was like, I am not jumping into this pool, into their pool. I will stay in my universe. I will stay with my being. I will expand out. I will be bigger than all these realities around me, and I will not be stuck in their realities. So I am just showing what else is possible, because today it was like a drama, drama, drama around me, with my people, with my family. And I was like, okay, I am not buying it. Like, I am not buying into it. It's like, it's not my way how I would love to be in the world. So, what if you could just start with this demand?
That's the demand for your reality. All of you right now, what is your reality that you've never really given much acknowledgement to? What is your way of being, say, with your kids or with your business or with your money? What is your reality that you could prioritize? Prioritize how you be with everything. And that doesn't mean it ends your relationships with your crazy families. It actually means you get to be a leader of your reality, and in the long run, and sometimes the short run, you start to miraculously affect them for greater. So there's two things in what you said: a demand of allowance for them, and also a demand for your own reality, for your own reality. Everything that shows up in my life, I'm always asking, what's my reality with this? Like last night, I went to a concert, a really beautiful concert. Music was wonderful. Ran into some really great friends from 20 plus years ago. But I started to be like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to have to socialize. I started to have all these weird thoughts, like maybe I could leave before the last song. And that's an awareness of everybody else. I was like, wait, okay, who does this belong to? Oh, it's not mine. I want to hear the last song. But it took me a minute to actually, I had to literally touch, and I usually tap my chest, like, okay, here's me. Here I am. Here I am. What do I want? I want to hear the last song. Who does this belong to? Not mine. Okay, what else? Do I actually have anxiety about seeing my friends? No. Okay, so am I just going to initiate saying hello instead of avoiding it? Yes. And it was all these little questions. Otherwise, I was so close to getting in my car and driving away and missing the last song and missing an hour and a half of very, very nourishing hugs and hellos and deep guttural laughter. But I had to initiate it. And I will say that my making a demand for my reality, what's my reality with my friends? What's my reality with the music? What's my reality with being here? As I chose it, it allowed all of us to have a better evening. Everyone was so grateful that we hung out and we talked, and I'm a big hugger, so I want like 6 before the night's over. So I had to keep them all there a little longer. But this is where my reality actually demanded a greater possibility for everyone. So how often do you get lost in the awareness or the anxiety of what's going on for everyone? You didn't stretch allowance for it, and you've got to also have allowance for you. Because once I started interacting with everybody, I realized they were all kind of nervous to see me and see each other. And I was the calming space. But I had to get to it. It took me like 20 questions to commit to staying there and just being me. That was 20 questions in less than 20 minutes that created a really beautiful experience. So remember, it's not just one demand, it's not just one question. It's living it, living it, living it. How are you guys doing? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm so grateful that you are mentioning this one because this is what I
Yeah.
see also in my world. So, my question is, how many of you are trapped in this reality or in the reality of other people, and you think that it's yours, that you have to leave the concert like one song before the end, that you don't want to meet your friends, and you are nervous about it, and you just have this necessity to leave and avoid it. And because it's happening in my world too, and I am asking questions, okay, is it me or is it someone else? Is it mine or does it belong to someone else or something else? And it's like when I look at this and I am like, okay, what if I start to be here me? What then I would choose? And then I see that when I am myself, like truly, when I am truly me, I am this space of being like happy with a big smile and big hug for everyone, and everything else, it doesn't matter. It's like just the awareness. And when we know it, we can handle it and we can have a question and we can choose differently. And I'm so grateful for tools of access consciousness because it gives me such a space in my world and the beauty that I can see now in the world that I couldn't see before, or I could see it when I was a little girl and I didn't understand that anyone else like wasn't able to see it. And now when I start to see it again, it's like I am a newborn now. And what else is truly possible? And that's a huge demand. And I would say that you all have this demand in your world. You would love to again see this beauty that is in the world that you have seen when you were little. And you know that's again, it's possible to see it. So thank you for opening this space.
Well, all of us, like, what if we all are willing to open some doors to what, the judgment might be childhood dreams or fantasies. Maybe you have hopes and dreams, but what's on the other side of the door if you are willing to demand it? So let's open some doors to choices that you have, that you can actualize, that only you can actualize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, you might be aware of that. It can feel almost like fear, adrenaline, or excitement. You might not. It's not right or wrong, but that energy when I know I'm like, oh, there's a lot of stuff I haven't been willing to receive because I didn't think that was in my cards this lifetime that is actually available. Whoo! What
I
else am I
like it.
capable of?
It wasn't in my cards.
Yeah, yeah. How many of you, when you open a door like that, it's like, oh, I have choice. I have choice to create that. Not, I'm not a victim of my circumstance. So that energy of adrenaline, that energy of excitement is your body coming to life. Woo, you're like, okay. And there's two things that I love that usually go together. You'll get excited in your body. And then if you have allowance for yourself and allowance to create your life for you and for the world, a life that is truly what you desire is a gift. Then when you're that in that much allowance for yourself, you simultaneously end up in allowance for others, which allows you to receive. Because remember, this isn't like trying to build a life and burn out. It's creation with miracles and blessings and possibilities and amazing people that you wouldn't have met if you were not in the allowance that you were in. Remember, every moment that you're in allowance of where people function from, you have access to the gift that they are. If you're not in allowance, all you know is the judgment you have of them. But everyone and everything is a contribution to your life being as wonderful as you'd like to have it. And I grew up thinking nobody wants to support me. Nobody wants to help me. It was the biggest lie I was ever sold, and I bought it. So I had to try to do it all by myself and find a few good people that I trusted. It's not true. The universe is full of support. Every molecule in this universe is in support of you, but you have to be in demand of allowance to melt the judgments out of the way, to have the engagement of the possibility. This is a totally different way of moving on the planet. It's a completely different way of engaging with people. Everybody and everything starts to be a possibility instead of a problem. You wouldn't want to have that, would you? It's like, you know, you never know where you're going to meet that person who has that idea, who has that friend or that contact, or they get the joke that you said and they laughed and they become your new bestie. These are gifts from the universe. Our judgments keep us from receiving the gifts of the universe. So I want to just clear one other thing. If we're not in the receiving, then the only thing we know about demand is trying to control everything. So if you're not hearing the conscious tools through making a demand, the unconscious way to make a demand is to be a control freak and try to force something to happen, or just basically becoming a bitch. And maybe we've all done that. You've got to be in the allowance of where you weren't receiving, you were trying to control it and you burned out. Okay, that didn't work. What else can I choose? So I wrote down this morning, like it's time to, we either are going to burn out, you're going to keep trying to control things and burn out, or you can burn brighter. What you going to choose, kids? You can burn out with needing things and wanting things and controlling things, or you can burn brighter with demand and liberate yourself from judgment and have everything as a possible contribution. I'm really excited about a lot of things, but Simona and I have a class. Gosh, it's what, 3.5 weeks or something? It's very soon. We have a class at Gary's Castle, Gary and Dane's Castle in Italy. We're doing bars and foundation. But what we're doing that, which is amazing. But what we're also really doing is inviting y'all and anybody who'd like to come, to be in demand together, to hang out in a beautiful place, and to be in demand of each other and be a contribution to each other. And we have, I don't know, 3.5 weeks, I think we have until class starts. So you have time, you can come. But this class has a particular energy because those of you who are in Global Foundation, how does it get any better? Amazing. And so maybe you'd like to come for that repeat cost, or if you're due to come to a class, you're invited. We'll have new material, but it's also a more intimate class. So Global Foundation is for the world, and then these more intimate classes is where you have those days to get all the crap out of the way so you can burn brighter. Trust me, the castle alone will just beautify your life. Just walking into the building, you start to realize that you are a gift. You're not like a person in a museum. You're like another beautiful artifact. You start loving you differently in the castle. 38 days. Thank you. What's it going to take? So are you willing to make a demand to love you more, care about you more, see you as a masterpiece of artwork? See you as something that ought to walk with grace and prowess, because you are that wonderful. You are that wonderful. And it's time to burn brighter. Time to burn brighter and turn it up, because the earth and the universe needs us to shine. Not just for your life to be better, but for everyone. So you're all invited. We'd love to have you. I'd love to have you. I can't wait to spend that many days with Simona. We'll have more days together than we've ever had.
This is so fun. I love it.
And I think I'm going to steal your baby, and I'm just going to keep her because I'm in love with her.
I'm so happy that you will steal my baby.
I'm going to announce publicly that I'm stealing her baby. Please come, bring your children, bring your lovers, bring your husbands, wives. Let's be together.
And please stop selling yourself the lies about problems, that there are problems. No problems are here. Everything is just a possibility if you question it. If you have a question in your universe, everything is the possibility.
That it's like, even right now, get a sense of somewhere in your life that's like heavy or clunky. Maybe relationship, maybe body. Don't know if you want to, I don't know. Some of you might be looking at marriage or divorce, or baby, no baby, or invest, don't invest. And you might be going to this dangerous thing called your mind. But what if you play with this call and you're like, okay, wait. What if I make a demand for my reality? What's my reality with this? What do I desire? And am I actually demanding that? Am I actually demanding to have the clarity with this? Am I demanding to know what I can choose next? Am I demanding to trust what I know and trust me? Especially with relationships. There's places where people know they need to leave and they don't trust themselves. Have you made a demand to trust yourself? Maybe some of you want to have a baby and you're like, sounds great, but I don't trust myself. I didn't have a good mom. I'm not going to be a good mom. Are you demanding that you could be the greatest mom ever in the whole universe? You'll be supported by every molecule. So take it 2 more steps. I made a demand in my marriage years ago. I wasn't willing to leave him. I love him. He's my best friend. He's my everything. And I remember that's one of the times Gary facilitated me. He's like, you know what you want. You're just not demanding it. And I wanted to make it work. And it was an energy of like, oh, I have to choose that. I have to change. I have to talk different and speak different and be different. And I did. And I'm so grateful. 15 years of marriage and it only gets better instead of worse. That's very different.
That's very
So
different.
yeah, and who knows? It could get all crazy and I'd have to make a demand again. It's not like I arrived there, but man, so get a sense of something that you know what you want to choose, but you haven't asked and you haven't made the demand. Make the demand. Make the demand, or come to Italy and spend enough days to get the clarity, the peace in your body, because we can't do it all in 1 hour on a call. You give yourself, what is it, 4.5 days in the castle, getting your bars run, being hugged, conversations, beautiful coffee, glass
Mm.
of wine, quiet time. You're going to know. You're going to know what you want and you're going to start to demand differently. How does it get any better? Simona, I love you so much. I can't wait to see you in person soon. Thank you, Krista, for all the back end for this call. All you translators, I'm sorry I probably talk too fast sometimes. I love you guys, and your recordings and follow-up email will be in the next 24 hours-ish. And if you don't find it for any reason, please check your spam. My business, it's coming through my email, which is The World's Desire. So if you don't see it, search The World's Desire, and it might be in your spam. If you still can't find it, feel free to reach out to me, Simona, Krista, email my business, whatever we need to do to get you your recording. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mm.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.